Hi everyone. I just wanted to do a review on Regression, which is a new movie that's come out. It's a thriller. It's kind of like a horror psychological thriller kind of thing. It's not gory though. It's very like it'll have you on the edge of your seat, kind of trying to figure out where the plot's going and what's happening. Um, so basically, Regression is a movie about um, fear. It's about fear and how fear can dictate the actions of groups of people and create mass hysteria. Um, and it's about how when one idea sort of gets going and it's trapped in a person's head, they just catastrophize it. So they make it worse and worse and worse. And it's sort of how when you're having a nightmare, or you think really bad things are going to happen, then they do. It's sort of like whatever you internalize, that's what you bring about. Um, but I mean, that's my perspective because of like Buddhism and spirituality that like I believe in. Um, but yeah, I mean, more specifically, it's a fictional story, but it's based on the idea of satanic cults that, um, you know, there was this idea that a whole bunch of people across the United States and across the world were practicing satanic rituals and ritual abuse. So, like devil worship. Um, and it's been shown over and over and over again if you watch any of the documentaries on Netflix or anything like that. You'll know that uh, a lot of the uh, a lot of the murders or case scenarios where there was child abuse and it was said to be part of like a cult for satanic rituals, it was proven later that that never happened, and it really has nothing to do with religion at all. It was just sort of a way to mask what was happening and create hysteria and just chaos everywhere. In sociology, it's what we call anomie. Um, so this idea that sort of uh, you get everybody pent up about a specific issue, and then it just grows and grows and grows and gets bigger from there until something massive happens. And regression's a type of therapy. So if you took abnormal psychology or clinical psychology, you would know that, or I mean, most people have heard of it because it's pretty outrageous. It's kind of up there with hypnotism. It's the idea that you can sort of hypnotize people to remember past traumas in their life that they've blocked out of their minds as a defense mechanism. So it's bringing back memories of child abuse and other traumas. But now courts actually can't use psychological tests that have used regression therapy or hypnosis as a means to um, establish mens rea. So basically, it's thrown out the window and it doesn't hold any merit anymore. But in the 80s and even throughout the 90s, it was pretty big. It was pretty, it was a commonplace therapy that people used, especially in psychoanalysis as well. So, and I always knew, I was like, that's not a thing that would, you can't, I mean, you do block out trauma, but you don't, if you don't remember something happening, it's not going to come out later because you're being hypnotized. It doesn't work. Your brain doesn't work like that. I mean, that all sounds very magical and kind of appealing in sort of a fantastical way, but yeah, it's definitely not a reliable source of gathering facts. Anyway, so this movie is about a girl called Angela who accuses her father of molesting her through devil worship as part of like a devil worship satanical ritual. But it turns out that it was actually somebody else, and then it turns out that that never happened at all, and she was sort of making it all up. But what it leaves you sort of hanging at the end of the movie as to like, okay, was she making it up because she was brainwashed by the cult? Yeah, because it kind of shows you that the whole like community that the movie is set in is kind of they're all characters that are based around this idea of being in a cult and like this unspoken allegiance to like the devil, and so it's very dark, very very dark. It's not something you want to, you know, go watch with your girlfriends, but so Emma Watson plays the lead role, and Ethan Hawke plays the detective who sort of interviews her, but he gets a little too personal for a detective. A police detective would never um, approach someone, I don't think, the way he approached her. But I mean, I guess that's what makes it a movie. I thought Emma did very well. It's really hard to figure out the character of Angela because I thought the performances, I thought she was very believable. You know, that all this abuse actually did happen to her. So I think maybe something did happen, but it was not what she was saying. I don't know. It sort of leaves you hanging at the end of the movie. You still don't really know what happened. Um, and it was scary. It was scary. I was really uncomfortable throughout the whole movie, but um, and it's set in the in 1990, and so everything is very like 80s looking, which is kind of cool, like the old TV sets and the VHS and you know things that I grew up with. So that was kind of cool to see. But yeah, and her character was just very very sad and reminded me of a part of myself that's sort of sad and broken, and scared, very very scared, and just petrified with fear. And I think it really goes to show that, you know, if we let fear take us over, it has an incredible power over us, and it has incredible power over groups of people as well. I mean, if you have a group of people believing in something that strongly, you know, if everybody's dedicated to that idea, it becomes psychologically very enthralling. Um, and I think that's what I got most out of this movie. So yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I probably will watch it again just to try and figure out what exactly did happen. Um, but I'm not gonna watch it time and time again. You know, by no means is it a classic, but it was very interesting, and the way the camera followed the characters too, I thought was really cool. There was a lot of like close up shots, so I kind of felt like I was like in the room with the characters when everything was happening, and it's very rare that I feel that way. But I also think because of the performances too, they felt very real. Like I felt like it was all actually happening. So I mean, props to the actors on that one. Um, yeah, I mean, I thought I would see like Emma. I thought I would just see Emma, but I didn't. I didn't see Emma Watson at all. I saw the character. So um, I was very impressed by that as well. So yeah, it was a very dark film, very very dark. But I mean, if you want something that's a good reflection on mass hysteria and you know lets everybody drink the Kool-Aid together, you know it's definitely you should watch it. So that's my review of Regression, starring Ethan Hawke and Emma Watson, and directed by, oh my gosh, I'm gonna ruin his name, Alejandro Amenabar. So he's Spanish, I guess, I would assume. He directed another really scary movie called The Others. So if you want another movie by him, it's The Others. It's really creepy. Yeah, he has a very dark sense of film making. Very disturbing. Anyway, yeah, that's my review. Alright, bye.